This is Real Republican News. I'm your host, Jason Mariner. This country and our citizens have been lulled into the sense that we will always have liberty, life, the pursuit of happiness, fairness, equity, justice, all the good things about America, freedom, that we'll always have them no matter what because somehow they can't be taken. I've always thought that to be an unrealistic expectation. Because why would those things exist forever? Those are things that need to be maintained, cultivated. They need to evolve. And at times they do need to be fought for. It's happened in this country several times. We've had many conflicts on U.S. soil since the Revolutionary War. We've had the War of 1812. We've had the Civil War. We've had the Indian Wars. Freedom needs to be defended. The Constitution needs to be fought for and upheld. It's happened over and over and over again. We've just had it too good lately. People think that they can sit around and do nothing and expect to remain free. That's the standard nowadays. And it's simply not the case. We have the most radical, out of control, anti-American, anti-constitutional regime that this world has ever seen in power running the United States. This administration is 100% anti-constitutional. In fact, they take the Constitution in many cases and go the complete opposite direction. Take, for instance, H.R. 1. They're trying to pass legislation that takes away from states, individual states, the right to conduct elections and hold them on their own. They're trying to bring that all to the federal level so they can control it once and for all and make it a partisan issue. Not bipartisan, partisan. That means the radical left will get to control the next elections. If that happens, that would be like playing a baseball game and having the umpire be a member and player of the other team. There's absolutely zero chance for fairness, equity, neutrality. There will be a 100% bias. The reason they're doing that, you might wonder, is because during this last election, President Trump had so much support and they cheated so badly that they still almost lost. That's why we saw ballot dumps in the middle of the night. Pennsylvania cheat and change the Constitution without telling anyone or holding a vote and get away with it. More residents voted in Wisconsin than actually reside there, and they got away with it. 75 million Americans woke up the morning after the election was held, scratching their heads, saying, how the hell did this guy get elected? And they got away with it. 75 million grievances went ignored and unanswered. Look at what they're doing to your country. Redistribution of wealth. Massive taxation. This Green New Deal doesn't even make sense. They're opening our borders. They've basically announced to the whole world, the southern border is wide open, come in, bring all your people. Once you get here, you'll have it good. Now, that's created a humanitarian crisis. There's hundreds of thousands of people as we sit here and speak right now that are suffering. They're stacked on top of one another in prisons. If you think that's an exaggeration, look up prison. It's a place with a fence around it, locks on the doors, no windows that you can't get out of. It keeps people out and it keeps people in. That's exactly what these undocumented people that have made their way into this country are sitting in as we speak, men, women, and children. Do you think the radical terrorists who chant death to America haven't figured out to send their operatives over here so they can carry out domestic acts of terror? Of course they're going to. A few years ago, we saw the opioid epidemic take more lives on a yearly basis than lives that were taken during the height of the Vietnam War. Well, we, ladies and gentlemen, now have more drugs pouring into this country that will make their way into the bodies of American citizens and cause even more death. That rate's going to skyrocket. They say they want gun control. Where do you think all the guns are going to come from? They're going to pour in through that southern border. If they really wanted gun control, they'd seal up the southern border and they'd enact legislation that makes sense. Don't let crazy people who say death to America get their hands on a gun. Make these tyrannical, radical left social media platforms develop algorithms that catch guys like the supermarket shooter in Boulder before he actually murders 10 innocent Americans. Catch him because he was saying anti-American things. His father supported ISIS on the platforms. He hated America, and he let everybody know it. They couldn't catch that, but they can catch me when I say I like Trump and I think this last election was bullshit. It's absolutely out of control, people. If we don't get a grip on this thing, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, you can kiss it goodbye. You don't get to just have constitutional rights and civil liberties forever just because our founding fathers said we do. These are things that need to be cultivated and fought for at times. They need to evolve. That's what's happened throughout United States history. Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. He wrote the Emancipation Proclamation. That was called evolution. Women's suffrage, when women gained equal rights to men, that was called evolution. What we have now is just destruction of the Constitution. Free speech is out the window. If you're a conservative in this country, you can't say what you want without being punished. This channel had 319,000 subscribers, and in one night, they took them all away. The next morning, we had 67. We don't know what's going on. People can't like, subscribe our videos. The only comments we get are these shortened links that lead to some cartoon porn. They develop algorithms to catch me saying I like Donald Trump and to support the Constitution. They catch me when I tell the truth and read between the lines for the masses. But they can't catch child porn. They can't catch porn. They can't catch people saying death to America. They can't catch people saying they want to overthrow the U.S. government. They clearly have the capability to catch people doing and saying things, but they pick and choose. They don't want conservatives to speak. They want to eliminate the Constitution. They want to eliminate the opposition. That's why this H.R. 1 thing is an issue right now. And if you go against it, you're racist, as always. Let me tell you this. This country is not systemically racist. We've had a black president for 2 terms. Here's another little tidbit for you. Yes, we did have slaves. Yes, it was terrible. But they don't want you to know that during the colonial days of this America, before we were actually a country, and even after we declared our independence, we had white slaves. The Irish, my ancestors, were slaves. We were worth less than black slaves. We were treated worse. But you don't hear that because it doesn't jive with their agenda. That it's all the big bad white man that's doing this. If you're a Republican and you're white, you're racist. If you're black and you're a Republican, you're either a movie prop, stupid, and don't know what you're doing, that's as racist as it gets, or you're an Uncle Tom, an ass kisser. Self-righteous, holier than that. Give me a break. The racist people in this country are the ones that are telling you that everyone else is racist and that it's a problem. The problem that's happening in this country is that we have an administration that's destroying our Constitution, and with that, the country will soon fall. Iran and China are talking, they're making deals, and they're saying let them fight, it's going to get worse, and when it does, we're going to attack. We look like a bunch of wimps on the national stage. Putin said to Biden, instead of trading barbs, why don't we have a debate? No time delay. Let's do it live. And he says, no, I'm too busy visiting Georgia. Yeah, give me a break, Biden. Loser. Kamala Harris was asked if she was going to visit the hundreds of thousands of suffering humans that have made their way, as per her request, through our southern border. And she says, not today. She thinks it's funny because she's fooling you, she's fooling them, she's fooling everyone, and her agenda is taking root. Her anti-American agenda. So we've got a lot of work ahead of us. A lot of people are going to have to get involved in this country. A lot of people are going to have to take action steps to get things better. But we can do it. We've done it before. We can do it again. Read your history books. Read the Constitution. Figure out what needs to be done. We're here to help tell you. But I will say this. Liberty is not forever. Liberty is not guaranteed. It's something that needs to be maintained. You can start maintaining it by praying. And then the next thing you can do is figure out the next action step you're going to take. Write your congressman, get involved, start playing a role in your own lives. My name is Jason Mariner. I'm your host here at Real Republican News. And until next time, God bless you, your families, the United States Constitution, and please help our political leaders start to do the right thing and protect America. Be well, everyone.